Hello, good day viewers. Welcome to another mathematics presentation. So in this presentation, we are looking at statistics, which is a grade 11 topic. So this will be our lesson 1. So under this lesson, we are going to look at how we can find the cumulative frequency tables. We are also going to look at how we can find the measures of dispersion. So these are two important parts under this topic. What statistics is. So we need to understand that statistics is just a branch of applied mathematics that deals with collecting, organizing, interpreting, and presenting what? Data. So this simply means that when you look at this branch of mathematics, it's a branch that is very important because it can be used in various fields, and it can help us to be able to make informed what? Decisions, understand trends, and draw meaningful conclusions. So some of the importance of statistics: number one, in decision making. So you find that people are in businesses, government, healthcare, they do use statistics in order to make decisions. Okay, apart from that, statistics is also important because it helps us in understanding the trends and the patterns, like in economics. Okay, in economics you find that they will be able to identify the economic indicators, how they are moving. Okay, they can predict the market trends, and they can also analyze the economic performances. Apart from that, even in social sciences and in the environment, we can use statistics. Statistics also helps us in data driven insights, like looking at the markets. It helps us to understand the customer behavior, the measure of campaign effectiveness, and the target specific audience. What type of people are we need to target? It also helps us to be able to look at quality control and education. Okay, apart from that, statistics also helps us in risk management, that is under insurance, finance, and the natural disasters. It also helps us in research and development under the scientific research, product development, and medical research. So these are some of the importance of statistics. Apart from that, you also find that statistics also helps us in critical thinking and problem solving. So all in all, we are saying statistics is able to provide a structured approach to understanding the world around us, making it an indispensable tool in almost every field. So this topic is something that is very important. Okay, so let us now look at our first part. So this is our first part. We are going to look at cumulative frequency tables. So under cumulative frequency tables, we are going to focus on how we can construct cumulative frequency tables using grouped data and ungrouped data. So we have two types of data: the grouped data and ungrouped data. Okay, we are also going to look at how we can draw cumulative frequency curves. We are also going to look at how we can draw relative cumulative curves. So these are some of the points that we are going to focus on. So in our lesson 1, our main focus will be on this: how we can construct cumulative frequency tables using grouped data and ungrouped data. Okay, so let us look at what cumulative frequency table is. So a cumulative frequency table is just a table that has columns for data values, frequencies, and cumulative frequencies, meaning that this cumulative frequency table, it consists of 3 columns. So the first column that it consists of, the first one, it has to be the data value column. So this data value column will be dependent upon the information that they have given you. They can give you days in a week, they can give you age groups, they can give you anything. So this will be dependent upon the information that we have. Then the second column will consist of what? The frequencies. Okay, the second column will consist of the frequencies. Then the third column will consist of the cumulative frequency. Okay, so these are some of the columns that the cumulative frequency table should have. Okay, very important. Now we need to understand data value. So data value I've explained. We also need to understand frequencies. We also need to understand cumulative frequency. So when you look at frequency, we can say frequency is the number of times that the data values appear in a data set. So the number of times that a data value appears in a data set is called a frequency. Apart from that, we also need to understand what cumulative frequency is. So cumulative frequency is the sum, take note of this, is the sum of all the frequencies up to and including the frequency of that data set. Meaning that when you are finding in the third column, when you are finding the cumulative frequency, you need to do what? To add. You need to find the sum of all the frequencies. So this sum of all the frequencies should tally with the number of data values that they have given you. Okay, so let us now look at an example. So this will be our first example. So the question reads, the table below shows the number of days that 25 learners in a class were absent from school in one school term. So the total number of learners is 52 learners. So this table is showing us the number of days that the 52 learners in a class were absent from one school term. Okay, so here we have days absent. So under days absent, they have been given the days. We have 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. And under the frequency, we have 2, 3, 6, 7, 6, 9, 11, 6, 0, and 2. So this one is showing us the number of times that a particular data set appears in the data set. Okay, so this is now our question. Show this information in a cumulative frequency table. So we need to show this information in a cumulative frequency table. So remember, to show this information in a cumulative frequency table, you are going to draw a table that will consist of how many columns? 3 columns. Okay, then the first column should have the data set. So the data set in this case, it will be days absent. Okay, it will be days absent. Okay, then the second column should consist of what? The frequency. Okay, the second column should consist of the frequency. So the frequency, you use these same numbers that you have, and under the days absent, you also use these numbers that you have. Then the third column should consist of what? Cumulative frequency. Okay, should consist of cumulative frequency. And if you recall, under cumulative frequency, we said we need to find the sum of all the frequencies, okay, including that frequency, which is to and from. So this type of information that we have, this is what we call an grouped data. So this is an grouped data. So this ungrouped data, it just shows the data values that are used individually. Okay, so we have two types of data. We have ungrouped data and grouped data. So when the data values are being grouped individually like this, you know that this is ungrouped data. But if the data is being grouped in class intervals, okay, if it's being grouped in class intervals, we say that is grouped data. For example, maybe you have 0 to 1, 2 to 4. This is what we call grouped data. Okay, so in our first example, we are using the ungrouped data. So how can we show this now in a cumulative frequency table, bearing in mind that we need to come up with 3 columns? So let's see how we can answer it. We are going to draw a table with 3 columns. So this is our table. So when you look at this table, we have days absent. So it has 3 columns, 1, 2, 3. So column 1, we have days absent. Column 2, we have the frequency. Then column 3, we have cumulative frequency. So here we need to write the cumulative frequency. It's the one that we don't have. So the way we find the cumulative frequency, remember we said this is the sum, we need to add. So the first frequency that we have, it's a 2. Okay, so here we have a 2. So we don't have the previous frequency, so we just assume that the previous cumulative frequency that we had was a 0. So 0 plus this 2 will get a 2. Not this 2 plus 0, no. We are assuming that the previous cumulative frequency that we had, because we don't have anything here, this is our first one. So the first frequency will be the same, a 2. Then the second cumulative frequency, the way we find is that you get this 2, then you add with this frequency 3, and this will give us a what? A 5. So I've said you get 2, the previous cumulative frequency, you add with this frequency, which is a 3, and this will give us a what? A 5. Then how do we find the next cumulative frequency under 6? So we will do the same. The previous cumulative frequency is a 5. 5 plus 6 to give us 11. So we have said 5 plus 6. This is what? 11. So to find the next cumulative frequency under 7, we'll do the same, where we say 7 plus 11. Okay, so 11 plus 7, what do you get? You get 18. So here we are going to have 18. So we have gotten 11 plus a 7. Okay, and this has given us what? 18. Then to find the cumulative frequency here under this frequency for 6, you get 18 plus 6. So 18 plus 6, what are we going to get? We are going to get a 24. So this will give us a 24. So we have gotten 18, the previous cumulative frequency, plus the 6. This is the 24 that you are getting. So I'm just writing this to show you how we are finding the cumulative what? Frequency. Then next, we are going to find the cumulative frequency here, where we have the frequency 9. So it's 24 plus 9. Okay, so when you add 24 plus 9, this will give us a 33. So here we have just added 24, the previous frequency, cumulative frequency, plus the frequency, which is a 9. It's the one that has given us a 33. Then here 33 plus 11 to give us a 44. So we have added 33 plus 11. So I hope it's clear on how we are finding the cumulative frequency. Then we come to 6. So we say 44 plus 6. This would definitely give us a what? A 50. So this is 44, the previous cumulative frequency, plus the frequency, which is a 6. This has given us a what? A 50. So to find the next cumulative frequency here, you add 50 plus this frequency 0, and this will remain a 50. So we have added 50, the previous cumulative frequency, plus the current frequency, which is a 0. This has given us a 50. So here we need to now find the last cumulative frequency, and when finding this last cumulative frequency, it should tally with the total number of, in this case, total number of learners that we are given. We are told that the total number of learners was 52. So when we add 50 plus 2, you get a 52. Okay, so we have added 50 plus 2, and we have gotten a 52. So remember, this 52 shows, so I'm just writing here, it shows the total. This 52 shows the total number of, learners. Okay, if you recall in the question, we are given this. Okay, when you look here, they told us that the table below shows the number of days that the 52 learners in a class were absent from one school term. Okay, so when we add all these frequencies, it's giving us a 52. So that is the 52 that we have gotten right here. So if you find that when you add, you're not getting this 52 as your total, just like they have indicated in the question, just know that you have made a mistake somewhere. So this is how we can draw the cumulative frequency what table, bearing in mind that it should have 3 columns: the data set, the frequency, and the cumulative frequency. And this is how you can find the cumulative what frequency. So I do hope that is clear. You have gotten how we have found this cumulative frequency. So let us now look at the task. So you need to do this task. So this is the task for lesson 1. So the question reads, the table below gives the ages and frequency of a certain group of girls. So here we have age, which is years. We have 10, 11, 12, 13, and 14. And here we have the frequency, which is 4, 1, 5, 6, and 4. So the question is, I think I didn't even write the question. So the question is, show this information. Show this information in a show this information in cumulative frequency table. So you need to show this information in a cumulative frequency table, just like what we are doing with our first example. Okay, so I hope you have gotten something. So remember, you need to look out for the second lesson, or lesson 2, where we can now look at how we can find the cumulative frequency curves. So we've come to the end of our lesson. Thank you so much, everybody, for having time to view this content. This has been your presenter, Mr. Mlenga. Bye bye.